Darren, I haven't seen this truck.
Trapper Keeper on wheels?
Is that this livery to you? It's a Trapper Keeper?
That's awesome.
Dude, this thing is sick. So Hurt and I both missed the first Burnyard Bash of the year. Darren brought out his truck, which he's been rebuilding since a pretty bad crash at LS Fest 2019, 18?
Yeah, 19. Cut it off right here and redo it from there back, just because the truck was 10 years old and it was a good point in time to readdress some things that needed to be addressed on it.
And this was already like my favorite race truck pre-runner in its gray form with the new Raptor front end. Like this thing was sick.
It looked really cool actually, but I gotta say I appreciate the original front end.
You might have really topped it
Yeah.
with the OG Ranger front end.
Yeah, I wanted to throw it back. You know, I felt like everyone was trying to go newer and it needed to be taken back. We needed to take it back to the golden era of off-road, which to myself is like mid to late 90s. So that was kind of the thought when I started trying to redo it.
So what'd you change mechanically on it? Still got the LS7?
The engine, transmission, front suspension, all the same. Hood pins. Hey, you should look into them.
I didn't come here for this kind of abuse. I thought we were friends, okay? It's been 4 years.
People don't forget!
Man, that's me.
Yeah, it's the same engine, transmission in it. The only differences we made here is I went to the 8-in-1 exhaust from Master.
That sounds spicy, huh?
It's got some spice to it. Just trying to keep it real and keep people like Zach in check with the chop of a race truck.
Does this thing chop pretty good?
It chops decent for 1200 RPM. Daily dry sump system, yeah. Had to do that to keep these LS7s alive. Had a year in 2015 where I popped 4 LS7s.
That's like 8 drift cars. So same shock setup and stuff?
On the front, yes. The rear of the truck
Big boys.
went to some different stuff, but up here in the front, it stays pretty much the same.
How big are these tires?
These are them 40-inch tires.
That's a massive. Hurt, you gotta put some respect on this. So you got
Mirror
the
tint?
I wasn't even gonna go there. But mirror tint.
Bruh,
Look at these seats.
man. You didn't have to go and shut down the whole off-road community like that.
I had to come in hot. I wasn't gonna half-ass it when I went full 90s on.
Everyone in the off-road community is on notice right now.
But it's also like really, really tighty in here. This gas pedal is insane too. Have you always had a handbrake in there?
No, I haven't.
Got the Kibby Tech?
Got the Kibby Tech handbrake.
Kibby Tech fun
Hell
stick?
yeah.
That's cool. You got a digital dash. Some.
Which button makes it do some stuff?
Yeah, just start pressing
switch.
things, Hurt.
There you go. Things are happening.
Look at that big old screen. Can you just make that your... I would put that one over here and the small one over there.
Oh.
Over here is too hard to see through the steering wheel.
Just, you're such a ricer. Like I would just put the bigger one for me.
So it's Holley's HP fuel injection system for
That's
the
this
LS
bad boy.
engines. These are their digital dashes.
Wait, so is that the same thing on the other side, just
It
bigger?
is, yeah, it's just bigger. So that's a 12.3 inch. This is a 6.86 inch
Which is
dash.
why you need to put it on the track. Never mind.
It's lived there before. I just can't see it.
Well, that's so your co-driver
My hands
could
give
pay
me away.
attention to it while you pay attention on not crashing, right?
That's the thought of it. Yeah.
Science.
Then I tied it into this race pack solid state
That's
kit.
a nice,
Yeah.
nice tidy little switch pad.
Yeah. So then,
Oh,
just,
all right.
just as simple as it can be.
Is this new too? New fire suppression, or did you have that last time
so
too?
Safecraft saw my incident and they're like, "Hey, we heard that your suppression system didn't save your ass, so we're gonna send you something that will." So this has got an auto kit. So there's a glass piece in there that'll melt, automatically disperse if I'm knocked unconscious or something, and then there's a lever or handle, anyways, to pull if you're on fire.
Darren had a real growing up moment. Now the fire has
Absolutely.
changed
We've been
it.
talking about that,
Yo.
man. We've been talking about it. Fire's not a game. Like,
It's not. It's you can play the games with it, or you could talk crap about it. Micah Diaz is lighting cars on fire overseas and shit, and that's fun and all. But yeah, I lost my eyebrows and my eyelashes over the fire that we had in this one.
wow.
And it's definitely made me reevaluate the safety situation. The biggest difference being that we pushed the fuel cell to the back of the truck, because that was where the fire originated.
Wow, this thing, it hasn't been back here the whole time?
Before it was a mid-cell, so there was a cell in the middle of the truck.
Okay.
And with I-beam trucks, it's kind of better to have more rear weight. Well, all off-road trucks in general, but especially I-beam trucks, better to get the weight back. So we went to this fuel cell designed by Kibby.
Dude, this is sick.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's 90 gallons of fuel.
Holy crap.
How far will that get you?
180 to 250 miles.
It's full tilt though.
Have you driven it with this? Like, does it change the driving dynamics a ton?
Yeah, it does. The weight transfer of the truck's completely different. You don't usually get that big of a weight transfer feel in an I-beam truck. Now you get that.
Right, because I mean, you're putting, I don't know the math, but how many 90 gallons times?
It's like 680 pounds or so.
That's a massive change. Especially, what do you think this thing weighs all in? Like 5,000 pounds?
I've had it on the scales. With the 240s back here and everything, we are 57% rear weight bias. With passenger co-driver in it, we're 56% rear weight bias. It's 55.98, full race ready, without co-driver driver. That means we gained 40 gallons of fuel in the revamp. Actually 52 gallons of fuel in the revamp. So we put an extra 450 pounds or so in the back of the truck. And I still lost 450 pounds overall in weight. So the truck went on a huge diet.
Nice.
So you found places to take weight off.
Well, before it had full interior.
Ah.
Yeah, it had full interior. It had the cage had been added on and added on and added on over the years to keep up with the speeds that I was driving it at. And it didn't need to be that complicated. It could be simplified, but it needed to be more executed better. Right. So
nice.
This is all chromoly tubing now. Doesn't have any weight savings there, but a little bit more structural. There'll be the internet scientists that'll argue with us saying that it needs to be heat treated or whatever for it to work well.
These shocks this whole shock mount setup and stuff is sick. I like that the exhaust comes up right here.
It's savage.
And then, is this ducted at all for the radiator, or that cool? That's your oil cooler, right?
Transcoolers, yeah.
Transcooler. I was gonna say, I was like, that's definitely not big enough to be an engine cooler.
No, the engine cooler's right there.
So it's 8
Oh
to 1.
shit! I didn't even realize there were fans.
So
right
it's
there.
8 to 1, and then you split it to 2.
Yeah, so 8-1 to 3.5 to 4-inch to dual 3 out.
All right, well that sounds insane. So how about you explain to us by showing us what it sounds like? Oh my! Are you kidding me? Darren! You know what you need now. I'm doing Damn, that sounds sick. Also, one thing to note, this thing started on like half a crank. Like it just fired right up. And that was cold start too, right?
Yeah, it was, absolutely.
What kind of compression on this bad boy?
It's 10.5 to 1.
All right, well it's pump gas, so it's gotta be, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, it'd probably be happy with 100 octane in it, but...
When you gotta put 90 gallons,
Yeah.
and 91's probably the best option.
Kind of the pleasure of LS's is you can run pump gas and still make power.
Right. Did you dyno this thing?
Last time it dynoed, it did really well. It was equivalent to probably around 675 crank horsepower, but you lose a lot of power through the desert drivetrain. You got the big,
40s.
huge axles, the 40-inch tires, the big converters.
What'd you put down to the tire?
It did 531 torque and 468 horsepower.
That's still damn impressive through 40s, dude. And I'm sure these tires are not light because they're like 10-ply sidewalls.
You know what? It's crazy. BFG has nailed it on these. This tire weighs the same, almost the same as a 37-inch tire. Wow. Because they take them up taller and they make them a lot narrower. So you're able to fit it in the grooves a lot better. And like I said, it was not that big of a difference really going from 37s to 40-inch tires.
Damn.
Wait till you get bored of trucks and you just take the setup and put it in a car.
This thing is sick too. Darren bought this Jeep. It was completely stock. And he was like, I want to have like a little family cruiser, like thing to play around in the desert with. And while his race truck was down, he like started piecing this together. And then now it's a full blown like rock crawling sick rig.
It's what I call an accident. He accidentally built.
Yeah, like this was never supposed to get this sick.
Legitimately, what happened is I wrecked that race truck, and I kind of came to terms with the fact that like it's a race truck, and my family shouldn't be in this thing because look what happens when you get stupid in this thing. So I was like, I need to pull someone in and make a family vehicle. We really enjoyed this thing in the first place, so I just put some sauce on it, and we've been enjoying the crap out of it. It's got factory AC still.
What?
This is like an engine bay cage with reservoirs and an LS.
You had me at AC.
It has AC, dude. That's got
And a bumping system.
Nice
Oh
stereo.
yeah, he had the system last time I was.
Oh
in.
no, it's gotten better. It's gotten better. So did a nice little hybrid exo cage on it because these things are unibody, so you really got to make them structurally sound before you do anything like this.
This is pretty new, right? You didn't have this last time we saw you. The exo cage.
No.
Yeah.
So we paneled all the frame in with 3/16 plate, and then put these rock sliders on it, and then the cage ties into the rock sliders, which is welded to the unibody. And
This is a whole, and it's got race seats.
Off-road race seats are basically luxury seats.
Yeah.
They are, yeah. A while back, I drove it all the way to off-road, or all the way to
All the
Laughlin.
way to off-road.
All the way
Sir,
to
you are
off-road.
already off-road.
Drove it to Laughlin, all the way off-road, raced it, turned around, drove it back on the freeway, 260 miles home.
Darren, we have questions. Yes, I was just going to ask, what are those for?
What are those?
Because Hurt literally walked up to it earlier. The first thing he did was just grab them and pull on them.
Look it, this is what happens when you get silly. These prevent that.
No, I get the plate. What are these?
That's rub rails.
Oh, not a
So when you're going through stuff, you can lay on this. That's why the cage is external as well. You can lay on it when you're going through obstacles. So if you're going through a tight canyon and you need to, you can just lay it up against the chassis.
You just drive through the canyon.
And it saves the $3,000 Jeep. You don't want to ruin these things. So like I said, it got a little bit more sauce in the stereo department.
It's got a fuel cell?
Yes, it does. It has a Jeep speed 32-gallon fuel cell.
I also like that your filler neck is part of your subwoofer holding in enclosure.
No. This is actually the subwoofer box. Everything is the box. That's just there.
Okay. You got an onboard compressor.
Honestly, you're kind of next level off-road rice. It's pretty good.
Yeah, a whole other video. I mean, unless we want to just do it right now. But Darren, you really have, taken in the desert aesthetic, and you have bought other project trucks that are strictly lawn ornaments.
Yeah, to be built at a further date.
Car cane.
But with trucks.
And they all run.
Truck cane. And they all work to an extent.
No, a truck's a car. Classified's under car. Automobile.
Can I see what the clip length is at?
We're at like
Is
400
it still
minutes.
recording?